What's going on, Town? This is the one and only 10's Hip Hop Unfiltered. I'm your host, Zoe, with my boy back again. We got Henny God and Dominique. Man, what's going on with y'all boys?
What's up? What's up?
Nothing much. Chilling.
Definitely good to hear. We got definitely a fun-packed episode. Got a lot to get to, obviously. And y'all can see me with the new iPad with the center stage. I'm moving around, I'm shaking, popping, you know what I mean? We wide, we short, we zooming. The camera's just finna have a mind of its own today. Of the things we got to get to, we got Polo G dropping an album this week. We got Voice of the Heroes from Durk and Baby that dropped last week. We got a lot of good stuff. First, though, we got to get to that Floyd versus Logan Paul matchup, man. Obviously, pretty contentious fight. Interesting card there. What are our thoughts on that, fellas? What do you think this puts the sport of boxing? Do you like to see events like this, these exhibitions? Ken, let's start with you, bro.
Well, for me, I'm all for it because they not taking my money. I'm not paying shit. I'm watching the So this shit can continue as long as they want. Like, I'm here for seeing Floyd punching on some YouTubers that think they can box for free. So I ain't mad at niggas getting their money. And we got to see a fire ass Pokemon card too, also on the entrance. Migos, Money Bag. Got to see a little mini concert. So,
yeah, we did.
It was a W for me. Chad Johnson was out there throwing them hoes.
Chad Johnson looked pretty good until he got his ass decked in the fucking head.
Yeah, because that nigga was over here playing around.
Bootied up, like they said. No, end up booty up on the show.
But he looked way better than Nate Robinson.
Yeah, he got up though. Definitely got up though.
Hey, it was some off balance. He said he's trained like that his whole NFL career though. In off season, he would always box. He just didn't box anybody. So for him, now it's kind of natural. Yeah, that's what that's what he said. He just trained,
especially
so
when you're 43 now, nigga.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. No, I was just throwing that out there because he was on that I Am Athlete podcast, and he was like, "That's how I trained during the off season."
You can whoop that nigga then. That's what you're saying.
First off, didn't say that.
I think somebody's gonna die in one of these exhibitions one day. But 50-year-old, 45-year-old dudes, like
just niggas who shouldn't be in the ring.
Niggas who already have CTE.
Who was it? Was it Evander Holyfield who wanted to fight Mike Tyson? And Mike Tyson,
I think it's gonna happen.
He said he didn't want to. He was like, "Man, I'm not trying to do all that." Blah blah blah. That's what Mike Tyson said.
He said he didn't want none of that smoke, huh?
I
don't know though.
Kill that nigga.
The only thing is, like, I was hoping Floyd would knock Paul out just to kind of
or just knock him down at least.
Nah, knock him out. I wanted to see him slow.
Let that knockout happen. He held that nigga up.
But it's kind of like I try not to view it from a peer standpoint. Like, yeah, from a peer standpoint, it sucks, right, to watch this type of stuff. 100%. But when you can hit a lick for however many millions,
exactly.
He might make 100 million. You got to work smart, not hard. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be crazy not to do it.
Yeah.
Dom, did you enjoy the fight all around?
I did. I like seeing Floyd fight just because his technique and just him showing off like how good. I feel like he's still good. How good he still is in his later years, and just like not shutting people up, not shorting people up. But I'm like, the dude is 6 inches taller, 35 more pounds. Obviously, he's not experienced, but I mean, you could easily get knocked out like that too. Like, that's a big height difference. It was just the experience, but I liked it. But it's crazy because it seems like a lot of the boxing now who's getting money is coming to that. Like, we seen who was Jake and Nate fight. We seen Logan and KSI fight. We seen
it's kind of what
Jake and Askew fight. And I was watching, and Connor, yeah. I mean, I was just naming the stuff off the top of my head. My bad. And then Jake's about to fight Woodley, and all these fights are not even professional like boxers really, and they're getting like most of the money.
I was about to say it's technically about to be a professional one.
Well, one of the interesting things that you bring up there is, like, think about YouTube, right? YouTubers, for people that don't watch a lot of YouTube out there, these dudes are legitimate stars. Like, there's a community behind these dudes where they have millions of followers. They have a TV type viewing and following.
These niggas are worldwide.
They broke the stream of the consciousness of the mainstream viewer the same way, like, kind of broke into the TV industry the same way they're doing with boxing. They're breaking down barriers, and it is interesting to watch. My one thing is, I want to see celebrity fights. I want to see more celebrity versus celebrity fights. Soldier Boy,
No,
Chris
they
Brown, let's
scary.
make it happen. Meek Mill, academics. I want to see shit like that.
Yeah, that nigga yeah, academics
You know,
ain't
these
gonna.
niggas be dodging.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's crazy to see if like if boxing gonna be like if that's like the new
You see
thing.
where
If it's like,
UFC
hey, you have
going?
a
These UFC
following,
niggas ain't getting
like, hey, you
paid.
have
They
a
trying to go
following.
fight now.
Are you gonna try to fight someone that's a professional, like you said, a professional in another sport, like Chad Ochocinco? I mean, that was cool. They're both professionals, but
That nigga said 8 minutes, $1 million. Thanks. I'm about to go eat McDonald's.
And
no,
then,
literally,
yeah,
yeah,
I'll leave y'all with
literally. And
this.
like you said, that's in the bag.
That's
I'll
the
do
super
that if
bag.
somebody
And I'll
said
leave
for
y'all with
eight.
this. Francis Ngannou, I believe it was, even commented and said, like, man, like if these dudes are getting this much money or able to pull in this much money, and Floyd's making
For
this
one
much for
fight.
a however many minute fight, he's like, we're doing something wrong in the UFC. Like, how are we not getting to this? And the UFC has a rabid fan base, so I mean, it just
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of
These
sells you
niggas
what
ain't
the
getting
fighter
paid.
share of it is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they're
a
not
lot of
making the
entertainment.
bag.
It's a lot of entertainment because a lot of people want to see somebody get knocked out. They want to see if Logan Paul is going to get knocked out. People want to see if Jake Paul is going to get knocked out. People like Chad Ochocinco, they want to see, hey, is he going to get knocked out? Like he's not a professional boxer, so
That's why a lot of niggas hate Floyd. How much of a businessman that
because
nigga
they
is.
want to,
That
yeah,
nigga
they want to.
literally took over how niggas get paid in the
Uh,
sport of boxing.
yeah, that's a fact, and we'll just keep it locked and stay tuned. You know, see what fights are going on here coming up. It seems like it's going to be
My boy
interesting, and
Shakur
you
coming
know
up
they're
this
garnering
Saturday.
just as much attention as some of these mainline,
Oh, for
real quote
sure.
unquote boxing pay per
That boy
views.
Shakur
Uh-huh.
said
Yep.
23-year-old him would beat 23-year-old Floyd. He's
So
coming with that hot shit.
yeah, well, he's gonna have to pick up a time machine. But either way, moving forward though, we got to get down to the music, man. Big drop this last week. We had Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Voice of the Heroes, man. As we know, a lot of these collaborative albums don't necessarily always turn out the best. This album, super highly anticipated. It was pushed back because of the release of DMX's album, I believe. So shout out to them boys for showing, the one of the rap legends, one of the icons, who's passed, a great deal of respect. Let's just get right into it, y'all. This thing was, what was it? It was 18 tracks, a little under an hour.
Yeah.
I think it had a couple features from Rod Wave, Young Thug, Meek Mill, just to name a few. And how could I forget Travis Scott? What do we think of the album? How did it land? And where does this kind of sit amongst these collaborative albums, Dom?
Well, I mean, I liked it. So I'm obviously biased. I like Lil Baby, but I don't like Lil Durk as much. But he is like getting on me a little bit now because a lot of his latest stuff he's been hidden with. I feel like, but I feel like again, it's like you are us were talking about last week about remixes and how people were collabing. And to me, it was like, oh yeah, a collab album. Like I didn't see that coming. To me, I feel like it was something that was going to be happening anyway because it's just how people are nowadays. It's just like, hey, you and me, we're cool, da da da. Let's get this together, which doesn't mean anything bad about it. It's cool, but it's just like it makes remixes, like we said last week, just that much less of a anticipation because we get to see them like this. But I also looked too. They said James Harden was like a executive producer on this
Nigga,
one
that was
too.
the same shit where LeBron was executive producer on that 2
That's
Chainz
it. Yeah,
album.
no,
All he
no,
did was
yeah, that's
bob his head in the
That nigga was
studio.
in the,
Like,
exact.
I was
No,
about to say, that
exact.
nigga
put
James
this
Harden was in
on.
the studio talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's why I
When
just
that
had
nigga
to
said like
mention it
James
because I thought it was.
Harden said,
I just had to mention it
yeah,
because it was
keep that.
funny because they were like, I was inspired by basketball and I like
He should have
basketball.
been
Blah
trying to
blah
get his
blah.
hamstring healthy. Shit.
That's
Nigga out the
hilarious.
first 2
But
games playing around in the
yeah, but I
studio.
mean, it's funny. But yeah, I liked it. Obviously, I like the features from Travis Scott and Young Thug. I like those two. I think highly of both of them. So, but
Yeah, definitely understood. And then, like, Ken, when you look at this, you had Lil Baby and you had Dirk. Who would you say is the bigger artist out of the two? I think you would say Dirk. I mean, excuse me, Lil Baby right now is definitely the
yeah,
bigger artist. Was it
100.
surprising to you at all, Ken, that Lil Baby as the bigger artist would not come down to, because Dirk's not a small artist by any feat, but that he would make a collaborative tape with somebody that's not on his level?
See, unlike Dominico, greedy ass. Oh, I was ready for this. I got loads of music, head ass. I was actually hyped about this shit about to come out. Pause. But I don't think it was like more of Little Baby dropping down because the year he had nobody matched. So regardless who he was gonna collab with, it was gonna be like a present for whoever, basically.
If it wasn't Drake or somebody like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, not naming Drake, Cole, or Kendrick. Like, niggas.
He was on
That's
that level,
the only
y'all.
niggas that was, or Wayne. Let me not say Wayne either. But, yeah. I fucked with it. That's why I have this on, just so I can say hats off. It's not a hat, but hats off, nigga. That's my shit, boy. They fucking killed that hoe. I fuck with hats off heavy. Rich Off Pain can eat some shit. Y'all know I didn't listen to that.
Oh, you like the ride wave?
Nah, that can eat shit. I didn't even give that a chance. I'm not even gonna cap. I mean, I ain't listening to Ride Wave until 2022. I'll see what that nigga has by then. But still hood, I fucked with heavy still. Dominique not hood, so he really don't know what that shit about.
Bitch, shut up.
Doug, of course, that nigga. The production on this shit I fucked with too. Like it had a kind of Durkio little vibe in there on some of the tracks they tried to mix in for him. So I felt that helped the shit out overall. So I fucked with it honestly.
Yeah,
this nigga here.
No, that's what's up, and that's kind of I vibe to definitely more songs than I hated on this. It definitely was a little better than mid, I would say. A lot of these collaborative albums for me, they just kind of fall short of the mark because I think as a music head, I get too like, amped up for this shit to where now in my older age, I approach everything with a certain level of cynicism where I'm just like, man, like, all right, let's see what it's talking about before I even, get too amped up for this shit. The Future's landed pretty well.
Made me have to put a throwback song this week.
I think Dirk was the one with something to prove on this, and I think that he shined a lot of times brighter than Baby, just because he sounded hungrier. He sounded like he was trying to.
He's been hopping on some other people.
Had
shit
something
too.
to move, and it was nice kind of seeing him with no auto tune at times too. Like I love auto Dirk, but no auto Dirk is definitely a force to be reckoned with as well.
No auto.
That's Dirk, why I said. Man. That's why I said he grown on me, but because I for sure did not like that nigga.
18 tracks was a little long though, don't y'all think?
Nigga, yes. That's why I was looking at that and I instantly thought of you, Renzo. I said, I noticed the Lorenzo was like, hell no, 18.
I think to me, a collaborative perfect amount is like 13.
Yep, 12 or 13. 12. Yep, that's what I was
somewhere
about to say,
around there. 18, like I ain't trying to hear y'all niggas for no goddamn 18.
Fuck no, after 6.
I was just about to say, as far as like collabs, I like how fucking Dolphy and Glock do their collabs. Like, they're not on every song together on the whole track. Like, there's just songs where it's just straight them, or they'll even have a feature
you have
with somebody
to mix
else.
That though. You have to mix that in because
I fuck with that.
That's a good point because when you do the us on every track, it kind of feels like, for one, we know a lot of these are throwaways. Like, and I don't mean that they're bad songs, but like this wasn't finna go on my album. This wasn't finna go on your album. Hey, punch a verse in real quick, kind of like the Drake Future shit.
Let's make a little chorus words and make it a song.
So it feels forced sometimes, where it's like, okay, you go, then I go on the song, and then like some of the songs may fit Dirk better versus some of the songs may fit Baby better. Where like you said, I agree with Ken. Like sometimes it'd be nice to just have just a Dirk only or just a Baby only song on there to throw in the mix, to where it's still a collaborative album.
Yeah, I was about to say because it's still a collab because you're both on there. Most of it. It's just like you said. I wouldn't want to be on there like every fucking song.
They do that shit perfect on their collabs.
They do it. I fuck with Young Dolph super hard. So.
Either way, though, we'll be looking out for, Dirk and Baby to have another big year. I'm sure they'll both be dropping their own, single projects as well this year, since we're just in the first half of 2021. Some more hip hop for us, because this was a great week. We had a Legacy act come out with a big drop. Hadn't heard from him for years on years on years. We had the one and only Lloyd Banks dropped, what was it? The Course of the Inevitable. Super dope album, in my opinion. And it how many tracks did that joint have, man? I believe 18. It was, what was it? A little over, I know it was over 10.
That one was an 18.
That one was 18, but that's a different 18 because Lloyd hadn't come out in a long time. So it's like when you drop 18 after you haven't come out in a while,
the
that's
niggas
pretty
are
dope.
expecting it. Yeah.
And it had features from Benny the Butcher, had features from what was it, Freddie Gibbs, Rock Marciano. We had some dope shit in there. I know both of you should have gotten a chance to listen to that by now. How do we feel about these legacy acts in hip hop? You know, these icons. Maybe he's not an icon, but he's definitely a legacy act. How do we feel about them coming back and dropping current music? Are we feeling it?
I mean, for this one at least, for sure, Lloyd Banks. If you're a Lloyd Banks fan, this is obviously the album for you. It sounded like Lloyd Banks the whole way through, and I was just chilling, writing, doing other shit, and I could just listen to it all the way straight through. And I was like, yeah, this is Lloyd. But then obviously the features got me too. The Benny the Butcher. Obviously, I was like, okay, I got to listen to this hard because Zobi on Benny the Butcher. That song he had with him was hard. Freddie Gibbs, I know you hard on that. So then that made me listen to that even more. And I was like, it was a super East Coast Lloyd Banks. If you're a Lloyd Banks fan, for sure you're gonna love this hoe. If you're not a Lloyd Banks fan, I feel like you'll still like it. It's just a little bit different, but I mean, I liked it because I used.
You got to kind of know what to expect, right?
Exactly, yeah. Because we used to listen to G Unit separately back when we were back in the day. Yeah, we had Tony Yayo, we had Lloyd Banks, we had 50 Cent, all their shit separate. They're separate albums. So
back when G Unit was the shit, boy.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean, I feel like it was up to par because sometimes as you were getting to some of these legacy albums that we say don't live up to par, and you're like, man, like, hey, just do a single or 2 songs or something. Like you ain't gotta
get into it.
Yeah, you ain't got to do the 6 to 12, 6 to 18, because then it just make you think it just leave a bad taste in your mouth. So
you look washed. And so, man, you touched on a point. You beat me to it, man. And I love that you said that. I love when Legacy X come out, but it's kind of like seeing somebody you thought is a superhero. If they're not up to par, it's like somebody you thought was, man, this dude bar heavy, and then when they come out and it fails, you're like, damn, like, nigga. Fuck. My thing is, if you're a legacy act and you come out, you got to make sure your bars are top notch and that you're at the top of your game, which Lloyd Banks did do right now. But we've seen this a lot recently. Think about it. Nas won Album of the Year at the Grammys for his album. I love what Nas did, though. He had a lot of recent features the same way.
Yep, like a new niggas. He had Fabio Foreign on there and
Dirk.
Yep, and so he knew I got to get the new niggas on there. Yep.
But he made them come to his style a little bit, but he still was able to fit it in a way where his album sounded current for people who, you know, hip hop's a young man's game and the kids really run the music. So being a legacy act, it's hard to get those listens. So when you hear somebody, oh, okay, Durkio's in this, oh, okay, you know,
especially
it works out good.
Nigga like Lorenzo Ball said Nas ain't shit.
Ken, what'd you think of the album, man?
As far as the whole fucking album, I'd fuck with it. Dommy talking about Lloyd Banks fans. No, damn well I was a Lloyd Banks fan.
Nigga, I didn't say you wasn't. I didn't say you wasn't.
If you're a Lloyd Banks fan, like he doesn't know any and shit. Come on now. If you're a Lloyd fan, I haven't heard any, but yeah, I definitely fuck with the Formaldehyde with Benny the Butcher though. That was my shit. I had that on repeat heavy.
Boy, I couldn't even pronounce that shit when I was looking at it. I was like, what the fuck is that?
All right, man.
I said, nigga, what?
Formaldehyde.
What?
Just add name Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, Lord, I know that one had him going.
Formaldehyde. Carlos Hyde.
The former dehydrated.
I was reading that whole before.
That nigga heard Kenny say that right now and said, so that's what it's called.
Okay. It's 6 syllables, not 5. All right.
Yeah, shit. Formaldehyde. That was practicing in his head.
Oh, man.
Got me dying. Oh, damn. But yeah, I fuck with that whole Crown. I fuck with Heavy. I felt like the bars in Crown was stupid. I know.
Yeah.
San Antonio niggas gonna fuck with the food with Styles P just because he gave it a little San Antonio shout out.
Oh yeah, he did. He said from Jamaica to San Antonio. Yep.
Hey, low-key, this is the second time San Antonio got shout out about some drugs. I'm just gonna say that.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say what the other song was right now, but
yeah.
Yeah.
So we know what it is, San Antonio.
I'm a Lloyd fan, so I fuck with the album. Like, I've been saying the mixtapes, he's been dropping a few shit here and there. It's been mid, but the album surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. He came with the bars in it, so it felt like I was back in '05 when G Unit was running shit. Like nigga had flashbacks on this.
Facts. It
So
was
felt like it was
welcome
back to like G Unit and the Dipset days when the East Coast was, well, it was East and South. That's all. Like music back then was just the South versus East. Niggas were just
and it's crazy though.
Bow, bow, bow.
Who would have thought Lloyd Banks would still be rapping and 50 Cent wouldn't be at this point? You know, when we think about back in '05 and shit like that, you would have never thought Lloyd Banks would be the only one really still at a top-notch level. So sounds like we were all pretty satisfied with the album. Definitely any of y'all who were fans of G Unit, or shit, even if you're not a fan of G Unit and you like bars, definitely go check out The Course of the Inevitable. That's Lloyd Banks, man. We all gave it the thumbs up on that one. Last for our music today, but not least, we got a big drop coming up this week. We got a monumental drop coming up this week. We got Polo G, man. Hall of Fame. With a name like that, he has to deliver. So we know this year Polo G dropped his single, what was it? Rap Star.
Yep.
And it hit number 1 on the Billboard, man. So this moment right now, we were just pre-album moment. Where do we think that this Polo G Hall of Fame has to land? Is this a do or die album for him? Is this something that he can just put out and it's gonna hit no matter what? What do we feel about this moment for Polo G? Are we excited? What's the vibes around this album?
So for me, I'm just starting back off rip. When we go back to the first time we talked about Polo G and he dropped the GOAT, and I got on for naming him that album because it did not come with no GOAT type shit. It was like a 6, 7 out of 10 album. I fucked with a few songs on that hell, like the Martin and Gina and the shit with Juice WRLD, shit like that. But this shit here came out with the number 1 single, Rap Star. So if you coming out throwing that to us before your album come out, the rest of them tracks gonna have to hit. Naming
and
that
he was on Go on that song.
Naming it Hall of Fame. Oh, he killed that song. Not gonna count. He killed it. But naming it Hall of Fame, going higher, then naming it to Go. Now you're saying Hall of Fame. This hoe has a hit. Like,
let me ask you this though: from where you were last year on Polo G, do you feel better about him though now?
I fucked with Polo G last year. That's what disappointed me about the album, because I already was fucking with him. It's just that album disappointing me. But the features he's been in since then, and I already know he's been in the studio with some top tier quality niggas too.
Dropped the single with Wayne.
Shit. Yep, I was just gonna say that. And before that nigga to give my nigga Juice WRLD credits, and that was the best nigga he ever seen rap. Like, I know this nigga's taking some notes, like, cause this nigga's been on that shit tough. Everybody want to catch up to Baby now. They seen how Baby went and fucked with Wayne in the studio and shit, and since then this nigga's been an animal. So niggas are really trying to compete out here. So I fuck with it. So it gotta be up there though. It can't be no 7.5, no 8. No, that hell has to be a 9 or above album.
Damn, boy.
Oh, yeah, y'all heard it from the man himself.
Yeah,
it's gotta be pressure.
Yeah, obviously.
How you gonna give him the Hall of Fame lower than the 90?
I mean, so to me, I like Polo G. Don't love him. I like him on when he's with his features. I like some of his singles. I don't feel like this album is like a do or die for him. I was looking at 2019, his first album.
You're not a Polo G fan.
Exactly. His peak was number 6 on the Billboard for the album. That was 2019. 2020, the GOAT, even though you didn't like it, number 2. So I feel like it's hard to still get those numbers again. I feel like he'd be hitting, but to me, he hits when he's in features, and then maybe a couple of songs by itself. So I'm not like super high on Polo G, and I don't feel like it's gonna make or break because he's still 22. Like, he still has a long career ahead of him.
Yeah, also Kodak's dropping too.
Because he's done what I would do. He's done one album a year. So 2019, one album, 2020, one album, 2021, one album. And I feel like if you can be consistent like that and just keep hitting niggas with it and do your features, you'll be all right. And people feel some type of way with you. But I don't feel
that's a fact.
I just don't feel like it's like a do or I don't feel like it's a do or die after you go number 6 and number 2 at your peaks at 22 years old. Nigga, that's a
remember Rap Star went number 1.
Yeah, and his single, like you said, number one, oh, you got to be feeling good about yourself, and not that you're just gonna put shit out, but it's just like, bam, that's number one. You're gonna have more eyes looking and listening for that, and especially if you call it Hall
Yeah.
of Fame too. So
I 100%. Well, I partially agree with you, right? Like, so I think that this album is not a make or break from that standpoint. Like, we live in a different era now. He's gonna get the impressions and the streams regardless of whether it's good, bad, trash, or
100%.
nothing.
Yep.
The streaming game is different than the buying albums game, so he's gonna get that. However, I do think that he should be ready for this occasion because right now there's no guarantee that you'll ever have this many eyes on you as you do this moment. It's like what they
That
say
is
about
true.
getting to the
Yep.
finals.
Yep.
You get to the finals at 21, cool. But guess what? Just because you got there at 21 don't mean you're ever going to get there again. So you need to take this opportunity and you need to, you feel me? You need to go ahead and seize the day. I think he's going to deliver. I think one of the only things that happens to a lot of these artists is Polo G is ahead of schedule right now, right? Like he was supposed to be probably I would say he's supposed to be kind of, think about it. Him and Lil TJ came out at the same time. Lil TJ is big. He's a big artist, but he's in the mid tier. Polo G's supposed to be around that mid tier still on that schedule. Right now, he's rocketed up to superstardom right now. And you can only hope he's ready to again capitalize off of, some of his newfound fame. Rap star hit TikTok and went crazy. He's best when he's on that melodic shit. And I'm excited for this album, man. This is actually one of these few moments throughout the year. Polo G has put himself in a category for me personally, where I see the album 2 weeks ahead and I go, can't wait. Where, Lil Baby, can't wait.
Track list look fire.
Wayne, can't wait. Drake, can't wait. Where some artists, you see Gunna, you go, okay, cool.
You like, I could, yeah. You like, I might listen to some. What's his single looking like? Type shit. Yeah.
Kodak, we'll see what's going on.
I was waiting for Kendrick to say something.
But I'm excited because Polo's really, really held it down for the young artists. Oh, and another thing, check out that Polo G LA Leakers freestyle. He went crazy over that DMX shit, man. But either way, y'all stay tuned. Y'all know what next week we will be definitely discussing the Polo G album in depth. As we kind of wrap the show up, there you go. Let's get to our current rotation. Let's hit it quick, fellas. Damo, what's the current rotation right now?
All right, I got you. I got Blame Game, Kanye West, John Legend, Gimme Brain, Travis Barker, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross. I got On the Come Up, Lil Easy, Upside Down, Royce the 5'9", and then Conversations, Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Royce.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
Ken, what you got in that top five?
Backdoor, got Juice WRLD, Playboy Cardi, NTR, More the Rage, you know what I'm saying? Lloyd Banks,
yeah, that's a good
From
song.
Out of High, you hear how I said, featuring Benny the Butcher. Coach Ice, Tell 'em, featuring Snipe. That song fire, the video go hard to that. It's funny as fuck. Soulja Boy, Murder Gang, freestyle, yeah, big Draco, nigga. I ain't forget last week. But nah, he killed that whole no cap. And then another freestyle, I had to go throwback, since that Banks album made me get the throwback feeling. Weezy and Gutta freestyle Demolition 1 and 2.
Oh,
okay. I fuck with it. I feel that, man. I feel that. My top five, quickly, I have Man of My Word, Lil Baby and Durk. Okay. Also had Formaldehyde, the great minds think alike. Damo. I had Empathy, Lloyd Banks, Freddie Gibbs. Then I had one throwback in there. Actually, two throwbacks. Canal Street, ASAP Rocky, featuring Bones. Y'all remember that shit?
Yeah.
I was bumping that this week for whatever reason. And I had Zero and Trey the Truth. No help.
Boy. No
help.
That boy hit the real Texas throwback.
You know what I'm saying? One time for the swing and bang Texas shit. Either way, as we wrap up, man, final thoughts. Y'all get it out there. Give your shout outs. Give your lookouts. Whatever you want to do. Ken, let's start with you, bro.
I ain't even got shit to say this week.
Of course not.
That's good. I was about to say 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just follow our Instagram, 10's Hip Hop Unfiltered. Like, subscribe to our channel. Like, comment on our Instagram because I'm on there daily. Yeah, I'm liking on there. I'm on there daily, looking at everything you guys
Like
talk
ass
about and
nigga.
suggest.
Get
I
our
like
likes
it.
up, please.
Get a like some. I know, right? Please,
That boy dropping subliminals in
please.
here. Like,
Yeah,
please, like.
yeah. They're like, what
Nigga
does this
watching my
nigga want us to
videos.
do? Yeah, they're like, what does this nigga want us to do?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Let me
hit
just
the
echo what
likes.
Damo said, man. Like, subscribe. We need to get us in the algorithm. We're trying to get this thing off moving. Also, look for some more videos coming from the Average Joe channel. You'll see some individual videos, coming from the three of us, just talking about hip hop throughout the week, just so we keep our fans who don't have as much time to maybe listen to the pod or don't get to keep up with some of the things we don't get to discuss. We'll keep you updated throughout the week. So this will be your one-stop shop for hip hop, man, in and out the tone. It's San Antonio's finest, hip hop 210. Until next time, holla.